this session, we are going to discuss how to find the missing term in the AP. Remember, first condition is given that it is AP. We are not going to check it. I told you so many times, if it is written that it is AP, we are not supposed to check it. We need to get the first term A, we need to get the common difference, and you apply the formula, and let's see what we can do with that. So you can see that this is finite AP. Finite AP means what? That there are only limited terms or countable terms, and infinite means what? It will keep extending, it will go to infinity. You can get as many terms as you want. So let's start. It is given, find the missing term in AP dash 13 dash okay and 3. So let's do this one. So how we are going to do this? Let's see. We have only two terms and we need to find two more terms. So how shall we do it? We don't have common difference. To have common difference, we need to have two consecutive terms. Okay, first term is not there but second is there. Third is not there, fourth is there. So there are no consecutive terms here. So this is very tricky part. We don't have A, first term is also not given. We don't have D as well. Common difference also we cannot find. So how shall we do it? We know only one formula. An is equal to A plus n minus 1D. That's it. We don't know anything other than that. So how shall we do it? Obviously we are going to use this formula. There is no any other way around to do this than using this formula. So how shall we use it? That plays very important role. Remember, in this concept, we are going to use concept of pair of linear equation. We will be getting two linear equations and we need to solve it. So before you go for this sum, make sure that you are thorough with that concept, how to solve two equations. Then this sum will become very easy. Let's start. So first of all, let me assume something here, that this is x and this is y. Simple. Variables are always helpful. So this is first term A1, second term A2, third term A3 and fourth term A4. Now you must be thinking, why have I written that? I have terms already. You'll come to know why have I written. You can relate A2 and AN. You'll get an idea something. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the A1. So A1 is equal to A is equal to X, right? Because first term is X. So wherever I am going to write A, what will I be writing? X. You can write A as well. That will also help you. No worries, all fine. Next term A2, very important. A2 is equal to 13. So how shall we use this information? How shall we use this information? Okay, so can I use this formula? An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D and A2. So if I want to use this formula over here, what information do I have? I have only the value of n, number of term. Which term is it? It is second term. And what is the value of A2, nth term? Is 13. So I'm going to write this formula and I'm writing n is equal to 2 over here and A2 is already 13. So if I write formula, let's see, A2 is equal to A as it is plus, instead of n, what will I be writing? 2. That is 2 minus 1 into D. Simple, right? A2 is equal to A plus 2 minus 1 into D. Now let's substitute the values that we are aware of. So we know the value of A2, which is 13. So I will be writing 13 over here. What is the value of A? X. If we want to keep it as it is A, that is also a good way. So let's keep it as it is. A plus 2 minus 1, 1 only, and 1 multiplied by D. So that's D. Now you must be thinking that there are two variables and we don't know value of any one of it. So how shall we proceed? Don't do anything, keep it as it is. That's it. That is our first equation. I told you we are going to get two equations. There are two terms, so there are two equations and we are going to solve it. So that is my first equation. Let's do for the A3. A3 we don't have anything. So we are not going to write formula for it. What will we write? We'll write y is equal to A plus 2D. Let's not write it because we don't have any known value in it. There will be three unknowns. So let's go for A4 directly. We'll get another equation for the A4. Let's start. So we have A4 is equal to what? 3n. if I compare with the formula, what is the value of n, which is 4. So n is equal to 4. Simple. Let's use the formula. I will be writing as a4 is equal to a plus, instead of n, what I am going to write? 4 minus 1 into d as it is, because I don't know the value of d, so I need to keep it as it is. Now, what is the value of a4? It is 3 is equal to a as it is plus 4 minus 1, 3, and d as it is. So my two equations are 13 is equal to a plus d and 3 is equal to a plus 3d. This is my first equation and this is my second equation. Now I need to solve this equation. You can use any method from the chapter of pair of linear equations, and we'll get the value of one variable and we'll substitute. Let's see which method is more suitable. Elimination, I am going to use it. The reason behind that, see the coefficient of a 1, coefficient of a 1, and I told you if coefficients are equal of any variable, always eliminate that variable first. Very simple to do. But one more problem is there, a is positive and also a is positive over here. So we'll do what? Subtraction. So that variable can get cancelled and only d will be left. So let's do it. Let's write with this one. So 3 is equal to a plus 3d. And what is the next equation? 13 is equal to a plus d. And as we are going to do what? Subtraction. We need to change the sign. This 13 will become negative, this a will become negative, this d will become negative. So what's the answer? Here 3 minus 13, here minus 10 is equal to minus a and plus a. Okay, cancel. Then plus 3d or n, is it plus d or minus d? Remember I told you that this is the new sign. So 3d minus d, that will give you 2d. So minus 10 is equal to 2d. Now let's get the value of d. So value of d, if I simplify further, minus 10, 2 will go into denominator and here it is d. So minus 5 is equal to d. This is my answer for d. Now which value do I need after d? We have common difference. We need to get the value of a, right? So let's get the value of a. We can substitute in any of the equation. Let's start with the first one. 13 is equal to a plus d. So 13 is equal to a plus d equation. Then 13 is equal to a minus 5. Why minus 5? Because value of d is what? Minus 5. So let's shift over here. That will become positive. So 13 plus 5 is equal to a. So what is the value of a? It is 18. This is my value of a, or it is a first term, right? Now you must be thinking, why did I find the value of a and d and not directly the term a1 and a3? The purpose of finding the value a is that we can get the first term directly. Done. A1 is equal to a is equal to x. So what is my first term? 18. Now what is missing? Only a3, value of a3. Now you must be thinking how to find the value of a3. Recall the previous session. We have value of a, we have value of d, and we have value of n, which is 3. So we can use this formula and get the value directly. So this was the reason we find the value of d and a. So we can find any term now. Let's do it. So value of a we have, value of d we have, and value of n for this case. So n is equal to 3 because I want to find the third term. So I will be writing a3 is equal to a plus, instead of 3, instead of n, I will be writing 3 minus 1 into d. So what is the value of a? 18 plus 3 minus 1 is 2. And what is the value of d? Minus 5. So 18, 2 5s are 10 and it is negative, so minus 10. So here it is 8. So what is the value of A3 or y? That is 8. So if I write the AP, final AP, completed one, that will be first term A, which is 18. Let's write the answer, which is 18, comma 13, comma, what is the A3? Here only 8, comma 3. So these 18 and 8 was missing from the AP. Let's recall this step, how to do it. Remember, whenever anything related to term is given, term, remember this word term, there will be one more word will be coming, sum, right? So two formulas. Whenever term is given, we always need to use this formula. An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So there are two terms missing and we are not able to find the D because consecutive terms, if we look at the consecutive terms, there is always one term missing out of them. So whatever we know, let's take help of it. A2 was given, so I applied the formula for A2. So I got one relation, A plus D is equal to 13. Then A4 was given, so I got the another relation or equation. Then you solve it. Here I told you at the start of this session, you should be aware of how to solve the equation very carefully. Remember that, otherwise this sum will not be possible. So we eliminate the variable and get the value of D. Then after getting the value of D, get the value of A, and one more term was missing, A3. So to find the A3, apply the formula, and this is how we get the missing term. So whenever any missing terms are given, take the help of the terms which are given and find the value of A and D and you get the term. Let's do next sum.